I said about listening to the horse. In other words, what your horse is feeling. Now we've got two parts, not too forward. There we go. Little flying change, turn left. Keeping my body balanced with the horse throughout this exercise. It's really important that your body must be balanced. Then the horse doesn't have to balance you. Nice smooth turn, keeping straight. Go with the horse, looking up. Feel what's happening. Nice sit up, turning right. We've added the number 4 of our line, which is the bounce number 3. Again, reverting back to the opposite side for the high side again. The other thing I would say to you, don't be frightened to start off nice and small and build up. It's all a question of gaining confidence and trust with your horse. So you don't have to start off at this height. Indeed, you can start off really quite small and then gently build each one up as it gets used to doing this type of thing. One very important thing to remember, as you're building this, keep giving your horse a little breather. There's quite a lot of strain put on the horse's front legs in this exercise. Remembering it's actually, as it lands, it is then having to take off directly using the forearm. Normally, it would be using the back end to do this. By giving the horse a little breather in between each time you build up and extend the exercise, you'll be starting to allow the horse to get his feeling back almost. A little bit like carrying heavy shopping bags, maybe to the car. When you get to the car, you drop your arms have gone a little dead. Same thing. Let the horse have a little breather in between so as to get his forearms working again, and that way he's not going to stumble through this exercise. The more you add the bouncers, the more there is so much information the horse has got to take in. Keep the horse soft and relaxed. I said earlier, be responsive to what the horse is telling you. If, as you develop this bounce, he starts to feel a little bit frightened, then build his confidence up before you go on. Don't just build it up and up and up until he starts to have a problem and panics. Confidence is the key in such a complicated grid such as this. And really, you've got to be receptive all the time to what your horse is telling you. One other little tip that I'd like to say, because the horse is having to use his body to almost create momentum, as he lands, he'll lower the front end, so therefore he's really developing a nice bascule technique. The other thing that he might do to start with is he might run a little bit. In other words, he might over-exaggerate the forward momentum. And again, you'll feel that. If that happens, come in and sit a little soft, but try just to keep your contact to say, hey, don't get too big, don't get too forward. And the more he does it, the more he'll learn to balance himself. It's purely inexperience. And again, this is where this grid really pays dividends. That it doesn't just teach the horse to be in control of his body, it also teaches the horse to be in control of his balance. With multiple bounces, you've got to remember that really all these are is exaggerated strides. As we've discussed, that's exactly what the jump is, keeping straight, off the seat, off the seat, off the seat. Very nice. Nice turn, looking at my fence early. Keep off the seat, going with the horse, but balanced. Very good, turning right, good. We've now built number 5 obstacle in the grid, the 4th bounce. A little bit of attention here, and be very aware that in my experience I've found that when you start to get to 4 and 5 or 6 bounces, it's nearly the straw that breaks the camel's back. Horses will panic a little bit for the first time when they get so many bounces in a row. Feel again what's happening with your horse. If he's starting to panic, stay at this level for a little longer. Don't be greedy. Don't be going for too much in one go. This will take a little practice before your horse becomes relaxed with so many bouncers in one row. We've now got 4 in a row, 5 including the initial cross. Now this is where the horse really does have to think. As a rider, we're keeping straight, going with the horse, keeping balanced. Very nice. Rain is challenging her concentration. A nice turn. Looking up. Keep nice and straight. Off the seat. Off, 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 off. Very nice, very nice. Good girl. Super. The last and final bounce in our grid. And you'll see by the time the horse gets to the end that it's really having to work quite hard all the way down there. As a rider, you'll feel the horse start to weave his body going down. Hopefully, your balance as a rider is still in tune with your horse. Remember, if you can keep balanced, your horse doesn't have to worry about you. If you're moving your body down this grid, the horse is not only having to do the bounces, but he's also having to try and balance you. The best thing to do, maintain the jumping position, remembering to allow the knees to act as shock absorbers, and you'll nearly get to a point that when you go down the grid and you give the horse a pat, the horse will think, oh, forgot you were there. That's what we're aiming for, where you're so balanced with the horse only has to concentrate on his job. Very good position exercise, very good for getting the horse to work his front end, and again, it all links in to the round stride pattern for the horse. Very good for a rider's position, this. This is very good for a rider's position in that it helps you keep balance, go all the way down. Very good. Good girl. I'll do that one more time. Keeping the cog around the corner, looking at my fence early. Again, it's very good for the rider's balance. All the way down these bounces. Good girl. Very good, very good.